Good evening, viewers, and welcome to CleverNet TV in Diaspora. CleverNet is created with a vision to connect Africans with the rest of the world. Please, my viewers, please don't forget to sign up to www.clevernet.com. And today we have an amazing guest speaker with us here tonight, Mr. Gerard Walker. But before you introduce yourself, sir, welcome to CleverNet TV.
Thank you.
Okay, viewers, we've been talking about the FESTAC event, which is happening in Tanzania, Arusha. And Mr. Gerard here, he has been a guest in the event and is going to be speaking so much about the event, reason why you need to be at the event in Tanzania, Arusha. Mr. Gerard, please kindly introduce yourself. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Gerald Walker, and I'm based here in Dallas, Texas, USA. I'm the CEO of BizCbook, which is a business social media platform that we started about 2.5 years ago. And so I'm also an author. I've co-authored 3 books and authored 2 books. So, and I'm an entrepreneur. I've been traveling all around Africa to about 10 countries. And but my business is basically just connecting businesses, trying to get more business into Africa and trying to get Africa's business into US and other countries. That's basically what we do.
Oh, lovely. Wonderful to hear. I'm going to be asking you questions about the question about you traveling into so many African countries. I'm sure it has been a wonderful experience for you. But before I get to that question, I just want to ask, you've attended the FESTAC event and you attended last year, right?
Yes.
So please, what's your thoughts about the FESTAC event?
Yeah, it's I first learned about FESTAC when I first started going to Nigeria. That was in 2004. And I actually went by the arena where they actually first held FESTAC at. And but I know it had ended. But when I found out it had started back up last year, I had to be at FESTAC. You know, it was life changing. I made so many friends from many countries that I'm still friends with today and probably will be friends with until I die. But not only did FESTAC give me an opportunity to meet a lot of people from different countries, it gave me the opportunity to actually get some business from that event, which is what the event is all about. You know, and the culture is incredible. You know, I love the African culture and learning about the different countries and the cultures in different countries. And FESTAC bring that all together. I remember when they first started in 1977. They had over 16,000 people at the event. So I'm hoping that this event can build back up where you could see that many people at the event again.
Lovely, wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm sure with everything you've said so far, I'm sure you've given the viewers more reason why they have to be at the FESTAC events coming up this year.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So you have traveled to 10 African countries, like you said. And as an African American in which you are, how do you see Africa as a whole?
You know, when I used to own a security company here in the U.S., a pretty large company, and I had a guy from Nigeria that kept trying to get me to go to Africa. To be honest, the way they portray Africa, I never wanted to go to Africa, but he kept convincing me to go. You got to go and see my country. We can get business from there. And so I eventually decided to go, and I was only supposed to stay a few days. I ended up staying 47 days in Nigeria, and fell in love with Africa. You know, so. The people in every country I've been to is just very friendly people. And they take me in as an African American, just like I'm one of their brothers with no issues. And it gave me opportunity in some of these countries to do business that I couldn't have did here in the U.S. Give you an instance with Nigeria. They gave me an opportunity to start. I put the first armored trucks in Nigeria. And one of the banks there in Africa, one of the largest banks and oldest banks there in Africa, gave me the opportunity to do that. And they financed it. They gave me the financing. Now, I could never break into that market here in the U.S., but Africa allowed me to do that. And there's so many opportunities in Africa. So I'm trying to get my African American brothers to see the opportunities that are there in the African countries.
That's amazing. I'm glad to hear you say all these things. It's wonderful, and I'm sure there's so many African American viewers that are watching and will see reason why they have to come to Africa and see the beauty of Africa. You know,
Absolutely.
and I just wanted to pinpoint once you've mentioned a couple of things, reason what you loved in Africa. You know, but what is the most important thing that you picked up and like, okay, no, I want to go back to Africa because of this in specific, among other things?
Correct. Yeah. One of the things is how friendly. I have more friends in Africa now than I do in the U.S. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of my friends are in Africa, and so the people were so friendly when I was there. And if I didn't have no place to stay, people in Africa would just take me in, and that's something sometimes you can't say here in the U.S. But in Africa, it does. So I love the culture, the African culture. It made me understand where I came from and why some of the African Americans have some of the culture that they have. You can see it in the African, whatever country I'm in, you can see that in African culture. Mhm. So I love the culture, and I love learning about the culture. So that's why I love Africa so much.
That's lovely. I like when you said you see yourself from where you come from. It makes
Absolutely.
I'm sure viewers are
Yeah.
going to be like, okay, this man is Black American. How come is he claiming to be African now?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay,
Mhm.
wonderful. So, what do you think sets African apart from the rest of the world?
Yeah, so here the opportunity for African Americans, to be honest, is limited. When you go to the African countries, man, that the opportunity is unlimited. Whatever you want to do, you can do in the African countries because they have a need that we don't really have here in the U.S. They need products, they need services, and so we can bring, as African American, we can bring that product or service to the African countries. And on top of that, help them. They have products and services that they can't get into the Western world. So we have the ability to help them get products from Africa into the Western world. So we can help them and also help ourselves, by bringing products into the African market. And so that's what I'm trying to get the African Americans here to see. But a lot of them have fear of going into Africa. My first book I wrote was entitled "Why African Americans Fear Doing Business in Nigeria." So that when you look at the media, they portray Africa, it's just unrealistic how they portray Africa. They don't show some of the beautiful places that I've been in South Africa, Tanzania, Nigeria, Ghana, and some of the other countries that I've been to. Beautiful places, but you'll never see it unless I show it on my Facebook page or one of my Instagram. They'll never see those places, and they'd be amazed at when they see it because they think Africa is basically just wooded areas, backwoods, but it's not. It's a civilized countries in Africa.
Amazing, amazing. I'm glad to hear you. But you know what? Let's just go back to the topic of today, which is about the FESTAC event. So,
Absolutely.
okay. So, can you tell us what you know so far about the FESTAC event?
Yeah, so FESTAC will be taking place May the 21st to May the 28th, 2023. And the event is geared up now to display the African culture. Businesses want to come, they can set up booths, they can display their products, they're gonna have fashion. It's just incredible what you're gonna see at FESTAC 2023 this year. It was good last year, but I can tell you this year it's gonna be 100 times better than it was last year. And I had a ball for 7 days. I just did with the events that they had. So this year they're having more events. If you basketball, golf, you name it, they're having a lot of events, and you'll get to see if you come to this event as an African American or you from around the world. If you want to come in and see, you'll see some incredible events and learn so much about the African culture at this event. So it's worth your while to spend 7 days in Arusha, Tanzania, and come see this event.
So, what event, what specific program did stand out for you last year FESTAC event?
Yeah, so we had some incredible events where we got together and we talked about how to bring the African countries together and just do business. I mean, it was incredible. And I could see it being better this year. But for me, that was it. Yeah, I got to speak to some incredible young people that's doing incredible things in Nigeria. Just if if I showed it to them on video, they wouldn't believe it, how smart some of the African kids are. And they brought some into the event. I got a chance to speak with them, and it was just incredible. But for me, strategizing how we can bring Africa together, the countries to do business together, I mean, that's for me, that's it. That's the most important part of the event for me. On top of that, I get to see all the fashion, the music, everything else to go with it. But for me, that's the reason I'm at the event this year again.
Wonderful. That's nice. So on the next question, FESTAC 2023, what expectation are you looking up to?
Yeah, so when you look at FESTAC 2023, my expectation is to have more people there than we had last year, to make the event better than we had it last year. So I think that's the goal. And then once we're at the event, to collaborate, and come together and see what we could do to push business forward in the African countries.
Amazing. The next question is, what opportunities do you think there will be as from a diasporan point of view in FESTAC?
Yeah, so if they come to the event, they'll get to meet people from around the globe in other African countries, not only African countries, but from the Caribbean, from the European companies will be there. So they'll get to collaborate with some of the companies that are there on ground, and actually would take their business to another level, to be honest. Just meeting the people that's there, and they can collaborate and find out what opportunities there are in Africa and some of the other countries that would be there.
Interesting. Okay, looking at last year at the FESTAC event, did you find any struggle with regarding accommodation or feeding or transport? Was there any struggle that you did experience?
Yeah, last year it was the first time that it started up. So for me, it wasn't a struggle because I understood that it was the first time starting back up since 1977. And, it was basically a trial. So I think they understand now the system and what they have to do to make it successful this year. But, I enjoyed it. Yeah. From the event where we went out, and actually they had events where you could go out and do excursions. So we did an excursion. They even got more excursions this year. So if you want to go on a safari or whatever, they got events for people in those 7 days. If they come, they'll have events that they would never forget.
Amazing. Lovely. I can see you're so into the event that you really can't wait for it. I'm sure you wish the event is happening right now.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get to FESTAC 2023.
Lovely. Okay, viewers, you've heard so much from Mr. Gerard. He was a guest at the FESTAC event last year, and he has so many amazing things to talk about, and he has said so many things. Reason why you have to be at the FESTAC event this year in Tanzania, Arusha. We'll be right back. We'll just go for a quick break. See you soon.
Clevenard in Diaspora Television is an internet online TV service. What sets us apart is a unique combination of hit African content, first and exclusive international free movies, series, musics, news, events, documentaries, tourism, teleshopping shows, youth TV programs, and live interviews. Clevenard Diaspora Television is available throughout sub-Saharan Africa and to the diaspora markets worldwide. Take your entertainment with you wherever you go. Watch on your smartphone, tablet, laptop, smart TV, depending on your device. Watch free movies with Clevenard Movies Television. Stop searching for free movies websites and watch Clevenard Movies Television. Watch your favorite African shows anywhere at any time. Don't forget to check out our top 5 TV channels created to get you informed. TV1, Clevenard in Diaspora Television. TV2, Clevenard Youth Television. TV3, Clevenard Movies Television. TV4, Clevenard Teleshopping Television. TV5, Clevenard Tourism Television. To start watching, sign up at www.clevenard.com and follow the easy steps. Once you're done, log into the Clevenard website or app on your device, click on any one of our 5 TV channels, and hit play. We will be very satisfied and happy to welcome you to our team as one of our new business partners. Contact info@clevenard.com +34 631 279811. Website www.clevenard.com.
Welcome back, viewers, to CleverNet TV. Please don't forget to sign up at www.clevernet.com. We have so many amazing information for you in CleverNet TV. Please, CleverNet TV is for the whole world. It's for every country, every African, every American, everyone. It's for just everyone. Please don't forget that. Thank you. We have our amazing guest here, Mr. Gerard Walker. He was a guest at the FESTAC event last year, and he can't even wait to attend this one this year, which will be held in Tanzania, Arusha. Mr. Gerard, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Mm-hmm.
Okay. For someone that has traveled all around 10 countries in Africa, it's like you mentioned Nigeria, Tanzania, South Africa. These are big countries of Africa, and you have attended. What do you think what's the unique thing you found in these countries? Is it the tourism? Is it just the culture on its own? What makes it different? What is that specific, that spark point that is different from out another continent that's not Africa?
Yeah, so when you look at Africa and you look at the continent itself, the tourism, Africa needs more tourism. And when I speak, I do an event and I speak, I always encourage people, instead of traveling, especially our African Americans brothers, to come see Africa, do the tourism in Africa versus going to some of the other countries that they go to. I always tell them you have to see one country before you leave this earth. Just see Africa. But what makes Africa unique is the culture and the people. I've been to a lot. I've been to 32 countries, 10 in Africa. But by far, Africa is the most friendly country. The countries there are more friendly than some of the other countries that I've been to. I don't know if that's because I'm African American and they accept me, but that's why I love Africa. Africa is like my second home. So I love Africa.
Lovely. I'm glad to hear that. So next question is how is the recovery of tourism in Africa? I know you've said a little bit about it, but I just want to ask 2 more questions today.
No problem. Yeah. So when you look at the tourism, I think I know with the ambassador of tourism, I think I saw him speak on, he's doing a good job of trying to get tourism back up in Africa, and his group, they're doing a phenomenal job bringing tourism back. But I think it has to be promoted, especially in the U.S. I don't know if they got a plan to do that, but definitely U.S. is a big market. I see Europeans, I see other countries coming to Africa. To visit the African.
Thank you so much. So the next question is after the FESTAC event, do you think you will take along with you? What do you think you will take along with you when you go back?
Yeah, just like last year, when I left FESTAC, it was just incredible because I made a lot of friends at FESTAC. I gained some business acquaintance that, we collaborated on some business. So I'm sure this year I get to meet more people, more business people, and I get to take those friendships back to the U.S. with me, and create some lifelong friends and some business opportunities from FESTAC. Not only that, I get to see different cultures. I'm looking forward to the fashion shows that they have in place. So just to take the culture, to see the different countries that come in and that culture, I'll take that back with me, and I'll spread it all over the U.S. as I speak in the U.S. I'll definitely spread that.
So for someone who attended last year and you're speaking so much about how you've told your friends they need to come explore Africa. So I'm
Yeah.
asking this question just so how many people are you bringing with you to the event this year?
I, I brought some of my team last year. I think I brought my staff. It was like five people that came with me. And this year I plan to bring more of my staff. And I'm inviting all my friends and business people that I know to register at FESTAC.org and come and go and just see the culture. Tanzania is incredible, so it's a good place, to have the event at. Arusha. We was in Zanzibar last year. So I'm looking forward to seeing Arusha myself this year. I hadn't been to that city yet, but I'm looking forward to just being there and seeing the city and experiencing the. I want to do a tour. Never did a safari. I want to do one, so I get a chance to do one on this trip. And just enjoy the culture and the events that they're gonna have and the activities.
Wonderful. It's lovely to hear someone like you speak about how beautiful Africa is. It makes us want to do more to make sure Africa is more beautiful so that we can have more tourism in Africa. Thank you, Mr. Gerard, for joining
Correct.
us. I don't know if there's any other thing you want
Thank
to
you.
share or anything you want to talk about. Please, the floor.
I just want to say, if you're listening to this, please go to feststock.org and register for this event. It would be life changing if you an African American or if you in business and you want to get more business. This is the place to come and do that at. Come to Arusha, Tanzania, and join FESTAC 2023.
Viewers, thank you so much for joining us. You've heard Mr. Gerard. Thank you so much, Mr. Gerard, for joining us. We really appreciate. So viewers, please, if you
Welcome.
haven't gotten your ticket yet, if you haven't registered yet for the FESTAC event, I think Mr. Gerard have said a lot more reason why, giving you more reason why you have to be at the event. So please go get your tickets, go sign up, go check the website and see interesting things, reason why you have to be there. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. See you soon. Bye.
Clevenard in Diaspora Television is an internet online TV service.